Hello everyone, welcome to Royal Palace online classes. Today let us discuss about motion in a straight line. Because some of the students asked that the concept is not clear, so I want to discuss it again in this video. Some points we'll discuss and then we'll solve some numericals. First one is in this chapter, first you have to know the equations of motion. First equation of motion is V is equal to U plus AT. Second equation is S is equal to UT plus half AT square. Third equation is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. And distance travelled in nth second, displacement in nth second, Sn is equal to Un U plus A by 2 into 2n minus 1, where n is the number of seconds. So, these are the equations what you have to remember in motion in a straight line, and we should know the concept of average velocity. Average velocity is total displacement by total time. Total displacement by total time. That is S by T. So, average velocity, how to calculate average velocity in different cases. Let us consider a body is moving with a velocity V1 for first half of its journey, for S by 2 of its total journey. If S is the total distance between them, S by 2 with V1, remaining S by 2 it travelled with V2, then calculate the average velocity. Here the case is a body is travelling from one place to another place. The displacement between the two places is S. For S by 2, first half of its total displacement, it travels with velocity V1. Next half of the total displacement, it travels with velocity V2, then calculate its average velocity. So, time taken for this journey is not known. So, for that what I will do, I will take T1 is the time taken in first half, T2 is the time taken in second half, then average velocity is equal to average velocity is equal to total displacement is S, total displacement by total time. Total displacement by total time total displacement is S divided by total time is T1 plus T2, but T1 and T2 are not mentioned in the question. So, T1 and T2 you have to eliminate. So, from first half of the journey, S by 2 by T1 is equal to V1. From this you can write T1 is equal to S by 2 V1. Next, S by 2 by T2 is equal to V2, that is T2 is equal to S by 2 V2. Substitute the values of T1 and T2 here. S by 2 V1 plus S by 2 V2. So, therefore, will be 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. Like this you have to calculate average velocity. Now let us discuss the freely falling body. Let us discuss the freely falling body. Freely falling body. If a body is left freely in midair with initial velocity 0, then the body travels in a straight line under the influence of acceleration due to gravity, because ground attracts it with a acceleration g. Then if you take sign convention, see, to solve any kind of question, sign convention what you take while solving the problems is very important. The sign convention here is g is acting down, I will take acceleration as minus g, because it is coming towards negative y or negative z. Next, velocity is pointing down, so final velocity I will take it as minus v. At the same time, displacement is, suppose it is coming from a height h, displacement is decreasing, height is decreasing, it is coming down, therefore displacement I will take it as minus h. By using this sign convention, you take first equation of motion, v is equal to u plus at. Here v is equal to 0, minus v is equal to 0 minus gt, therefore v is equal to gt, therefore v is equal to gt. Similarly, you take next equation, h is equal to ut minus ut plus half at square, s is equal to ut plus half at square, is equal to ut plus half at square. Then this you can take minus h is equal to initial velocity is 0, this is equal to minus gt minus half gt square, therefore h is equal to half gt square. Similarly, v square minus u square is equal to 2as, v square minus 0 is equal to 2 into minus g into h minus h. So, this will become v is equal to under root of 2gh, under root of 2gh. Now, suppose if a body travels displacement s after t seconds, same body travels displacement Sn in particular second, that means suppose let us assume there is a journey of 4 seconds, a body starts at 0, 0, after 1 second the body has covered 1 meter, it is at a point 1, 0, after 2 seconds it is at a point 3, it is at a point 4, 0, assume. That means its displacement after 2 seconds is 4 meters, whereas how much it has covered in particular second called second, in second it has covered only 3 meters. That means the distance covered in particular second is different and distance covered after the time is different. Further you have to use this formula. So, if you take the ratio of Sn and S, Sn ratio if you take for a regular time interval, it is 1:3:5:7:9. This is 1 is to 4 is to 4 is to 9 is to 16 is to 25. That means if a body has covered 4 meters after 2 seconds, it will cover 3 meters in second. A body has covered 9 meters after 3 seconds, in first second it will cover 3, in second it will cover, first second it will cover 1, second it will cover 3, third second it will cover 5, and total will be equal to 9. If a body covers 9 meters in last second, it has covered 7, it has covered 5 and 3 and 1. You can observe here, each and every second distance travelled is increasing, displacement covered is increasing. The reason is velocity increases with time. Velocity of the freely falling body increases with time. At the same time, this displacement increases. You can observe the displacement also. Displacement travelled in particular second depends upon the n value. Sn is equal to g by 2 into 2n minus 1 you will get. So, it is proportional to 2n minus 1. So, it is proportional to 2n minus 1. For first second you will get 1, for second you will get 3, for third second you will get 5, for fourth second you will get 7. So on it continues. So, this is the concept of freely falling body. If a freely falling body covers 9 by 25th of its total displacement in its last second, then calculate its time of fall. If a freely falling body covers 9 by 25th of its total displacement, find its time of fall. The question is, a freely falling body covers 9 by 25th of its total displacement, find the time of fall. So, this is very simple, 1 is to 3 is to 5 is to 7 is to 9, and 1 is to 4 is to 9 is to 16 is to 25. That means according to the given question, out of 25 meters you have to cover 9 meters in the last second. So, duration of fall is 5th second. Directly we can tell it is 5th second, and time of fall is 5 seconds. If we ask height from which it is falling, height is equal to half gt square, half into 9.8 into 25 will be your answer. And at the same time, if you consider vertically projected body, the thing will be different here. Vertically projected body. Vertically projected body is a body which has given certain velocity u in upward direction. It moves upwards and acceleration comes down. Acceleration is acting down. So, therefore, in this case what happens, it final velocity becomes 0 and again it comes back. So, in this case again you take the sign convention. Sign convention is very important. Initial velocity is upward direction, displacement is also upward direction, that is height is also upward direction, and final velocity is also in upward direction at the time of projection. So, you fix the coordinate system, acceleration is acting downward direction. Therefore, if you apply the formulas, v is equal to u plus at, v is equal to u minus gt, that means velocity decreases as time progresses, and there is a possibility to get 0. The time where you will get 0, that is called time of ascent, u minus gt, that is t is equal to u by g. Next, similarly, s is equal to ut plus half at square, that is h is equal to ut minus half gt square, So, here can observe that here there is one important point to be discussed. Here height will be same for two values of time. If body moves upwards, consider a vertically projected body, body moves upwards, it comes down at a particular point of displacement at two times, at time t1 and t2, body is at the same position. So that you can understand from this equation, that is h is equal to ut minus half gd square, multiply total equation with 2, 2h is equal to 2 ut minus gd square, and make it into a quadratic equation, minus gd square plus 2 ut plus minus 2h is equal to 0. This I can write gd square minus 2 ut minus 2h is equal to 0. Now this is in the form of ax square minus bx, ax square minus bx plus c, ax square minus bx plus c. So here the root of the equation is time. For this kind of equations there will be two answers, that is t1 and t2. Two answers are possible. That means for two different times displacement is same. So let us take one time as t1, another time as t2, then we can find the sum of the roots. Sum of the roots, you take one time as t1, another time as t2, alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta, there is one formula in mathematics, that is c by alpha plus beta, t1 plus t2 you will get b by a minus b by a, that is equal to 2u by g. That means if a body is, the case in this case is, what is the question is, a body is in a same horizontal level after two time intervals t1 and t2, then find the time intervals. Body is at same interval, at same height after t1 and t2, then what is the sum of the equations? Sum of the equation, this is t1 plus t2 is equal to 2u by g. Similarly, you can take product of the equations, product of the alpha into beta is equal to, you can write this as directly 2h by g, 2h by g t1 t2 is equal to 2h by g, then h is equal to half g t1 t2, of g t1 t2. So from this what you can understand, the displacement is same for two different time intervals. The sum of the time intervals is 2u by g and product of the time intervals is 2h by g. This is the concept of displacement. And if you take the next formula, v square minus u square is equal to 2as. In this case what happens, at maximum height its final velocity will be 0, 0 square minus u square is equal to minus 2g h max, then h max is equal to maximum height is equal to u square by 2g, h max is equal to u square by 2g. This is the condition. So maximum height is equal to u square by 2g. And next is, there is one more case here. If a body is dropped freely from the top of a tower, the body is dropped freely from the top of a tower with velocity u is equal to 0. At the same time, another body is thrown upwards with velocity u simultaneously, and find the point where and time after which they both meet each other. In this case, what you can do, freely falling body, initial velocity 0. So let us take that they are meeting after time t. So displacement travelled by this height of the tower you take h, displacement travelled by freely falling body you take small h, or you take it as x, then displacement travelled by the upper body down, the upward projected body will be h minus x. So by using the equations you can write x is equal to half gt square, h minus x is equal to h minus x is equal to ut minus half gt square, ut minus half gt square. Here x is equal to half gt square, h minus x is equal to ut minus half gt square. Add the two equations, x and x will get cancelled, then h is equal to ut, then time taken to h is equal to ut, they meet after h by u seconds. They are going to meet after h by u seconds. And based on vertically projected body, we can solve a question. A boy is standing near the window of height 2.45 seconds, so 2.45 meters. The width of the window is 2.45 meters. A ball is projected somewhere from the down with velocity u. The boy observes that the ball passes window and comes back. Total time of sight is 1 second. In his sight, you can see 1 second. A boy watches a ball moving upwards and coming down in a time interval of 1 second. Then calculate how much height above the window the ball may reach. This is the question. See, in this case what you have to do, you have to just take the initial velocity of the ball is u, and the velocity before crossing the window you can take it as v, and after crossing the window v dash, and you consider only one direction, motion in one direction, because time of ascent is equal to time of descent, time of ascent is equal to time of descent. Total time of flight here is given as 1 second. So only going for upward journey, time taken is half second, time taken is half second, and displacement travelled is s is equal to 2.45 meters. So now by using the displacement formula, you can take s is equal to ut minus half gt square. So s is 2.45 is equal to the velocity before crossing the window, you can take it as v into t. So here what I am taking, initial velocity of projection is u, just before crossing the window the velocity of the ball is taken as v, after crossing the window velocity is taken as v dash. So 2.45 into t minus 4.9 into t square is equal to 2.45. So here time you have to take half second, that is v by 2 minus 4.9 by 4 is equal to 2.45. From this we can calculate v. After calculating v, you can calculate the maximum height it has travelled. Maximum height it has travelled will be equal to h is equal to v square by 2g, h is equal to v square by 2g, and after getting that maximum height, from this you can calculate v, that is v 2v minus 4.9 by 4 is equal to 2.45. From this you calculate v. After calculating v, you can calculate the maximum height. Maximum height travelled. Maximum height travelled is equal to h is equal to v square by 2g. h is equal to v square by 2g. That height is from here to here. Then in that 2.5 is also included. So the height above the window x is equal to, let us take height above the window as x. The height above the window x is equal to maximum height minus 2.45. If you solve it, answer you will get nearly equal to 0.3. So this kind of questions they may ask from a vertically projected body. So similar models and different methods we will see in the next class. Thank you everyone for joining me.